Hey guys, I'm in my 2009 Mini Cooper and this is what we're here for today. We start the car right there at the engine light. That came on about a week ago. I reran the code, but I'm gonna go ahead and run the code again and I'll let you see what that is and what that engine light means. Okay, I got my OBD2 code reader. I plugged it in right over here on the left side. This is a 2009 Mini Cooper R56 non-S, so that's where it's located, right there. So it's plugged in. Let's see if we can get a good view of this for you guys. Okay, let me see, yes. And it's a European car. And I picked the year, 2009. It's a car. And I go down to Mini, pick that, pick the right car, R56. And correct leader, working, and 2 codes. So what I have is a P2187 and it says it's running too lean at idle, bank 1. So what does that mean? So let's do a little research and what the problem could be associated with that. P2187. I'll be right back. Okay guys, you can find a lot of information on the internet on P2187 error code. So here's one of them I found. It's I don't know what website it was, but it's MOALA. That's the information. But what's really scary looking is you kind of look at it. It says engine. What can trigger it? Bad ECM, faulty fuel injector, faulty fuel pressure regulator, faulty mass airflow, and faulty O2 sensor. Wow, what a list. Then it goes and it says maybe spark plugs, it could be ignition coils, air filters, O2 sensors, the mass airflow sensor, and then it says check fuel system for any leaks and blockages. So I'm sitting there going, wow, that's a lot of stuff. But kind of have to go with what you already know. And I know that I've replaced my O2 sensor for sensor 2 in the past. So I went back and looked at my information here. So back in May 24, 2019, I replaced the O2 sensor because I got another error code and it was bank 1 sensor 2. So I'm guessing it's bank 1 sensor 1 that has failed now. It's only been about, what, 4 years later, so the other sensor has gone bad. So let's see, where is that sensor? So, found on the internet. This is from the Cars This Way. So this is the other sensor that I replaced after the catalytic converter, which is sensor 2. So I'm going to attempt to replace sensor 1, and I'm guessing that's what's wrong and not all that other stuff, because I replaced the other one 4 years ago basically. So now sensor 1 has failed. Okay guys, so I went on Rock Auto and I picked up a new sensor. It's made by Bosch. Make sure you pick the correct one, the one you want to use, and I'm doing bank 1 sensor 1, which is before the catalytic converter. That's the one I got. Some of them come with anti-seize on already. This one does, because that's why it has this little cap on it. And it doesn't hurt to put a little bit more. Just make sure you don't get it on the sensor. So this is what I use. So I'm going to add a little bit more anti-seize before I put it on. So let's go head to the car and figure out where I have to try to get that sensor out from. Okay, this doesn't look fun at all. This is front of the car, radiator over here, and there's the sensor way right here. So I'm gonna grab, first thing I'm gonna do is try to go ahead and disconnect it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and figure out what best tool I can use to get it out, and I'll let you know. Okay, I was actually smart enough to put the car up on jack stands before starting this, and here's the cable that's going to it. You can see there's a little plastic clip here. I could take that, unhook it off there. That just takes up all the slack. I'm watching all these mosquitoes trying to eat me alive down here. And then I can see it's on a C hook, I think. And I'm thinking it should slide off. Might need a little help with a screwdriver, so I'm gonna go grab one of those. Okay, so I just used a little big screwdriver, got it between the gap, and I was able to slide off the connector. You can see it's like just like a little shelf, C shelf, and it goes into these grooves here. So they just slide right off. So it looks like this is one of those, you push this connector and then you pull them apart. So that's what I'm going to do, but I need two hands to do that because I'm holding the camera right now. So push this and I'm going to pull them apart. Okay, I got the old one off, which is the lower one in the image, and the new one's on the top one, and it does say it's a has 6 pins, but I think it only uses 5 of the pins. And you can see that it's keyed and it looks very similar, so you want to make sure they are the same connector and you got the right one before you go ahead and start pulling it out. So it looks like I got the right one as a replacement, so let's go ahead and try to figure out how to get the old one out. Okay, so this is my setup. I got a long I got a ratchet with a long extension down to a 7/8 O2 sensor socket, and I'll pull that out after I get it out because I don't want to show it to you now and then have to put it back on. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that out. Okay, this is what I use. I have a 7/8 O2 sensor socket. It's really long, and an extension, and that brought me all the way up to long enough to be able to go ahead and do it. It took a while. It took I put quite a bit of force while holding this to break it loose because it was flexing, but it came loose. It took quite a bit. So got the old one out, which is right here, and here's the new one. Oops, sorry about that. Old one on the right, new one on the left. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it started, put a little more anti-seize on it, get it started, screw it by hand, and then use the socket to tighten it down. Okay, I got it in, and actually it was much easier to put it in from underneath the car. You just kind of turn sideways and reach your arm underneath and get it started. You gotta do it slowly because it's going to want to twist the wires, the cable. So you gotta like undo that as you're turning it, so that way it doesn't get all tangled up. So I'm gonna get the socket back on there and tighten it down. I don't know what the torque is for this, but I'm guessing it's probably similar to a wheel bolt, lug nut, because that's what it probably took to get it off. So don't overdo it, but make sure you do it enough that it stays on. Don't know the torque, so I'm gonna go ahead and tighten it down now. Okay guys, it's in. I probably torqued it down to maybe 40 pounds, so I didn't go really high. Feels snug and tight. I did have to pull the socket off 3 times to keep the cable from twisting, to reset it, because I didn't want it wrapping it up and damaging it. So all I'll do is make this last connection, slide it back onto the clip, and route the cable through the clip. Then I'm going to start up the car and see if everything's okay. Yeah, I got to clear the code too. Okay, I was able to slide the connector back in. It was pretty easy. Hook the cable slack back onto that little clip from underneath. Did this from underneath. It's a lot easier. Well, sliding it on was I did from top, but hooked the cable on. And I'm gonna put away my tools and start up the car. Okay, I cleared the code. I'm gonna drive it around for a week, and I'll report if in the end of this video if it worked or not, if that actually was the problem with the error code. So I'll be back in 7 days and let you know. Okay guys, it's been about a week driving with my new O2 sensor, and after about 100 miles of driving, I got the P2187 running 2 lean code again. So it's not the O2 sensor. So I'm gonna read a little bit more. I'm gonna try something else, but just to catch up on, I end up torquing it down because I did find my manual, and my manual says torque it down to, let's see, 29 foot-pounds or 39 Newton meters. That's for your oxygen sensor. So I went ahead and double checked that, and I was good. So I think the next thing I'm going to try reading some more. Someone said they got that code, and it's the mass airflow sensor. So I went ahead and picked one up on Rock Auto. This one's made by Bosch. So I'm going to do another video and replace it with my mass airflow sensor, and hopefully the error code doesn't come back. So this is a video just on changing your oxygen sensor for Bank 1 Sensor 1. So good luck on yours. Thanks for watching.